Hello everybody, welcome to our live on the fly featured fly. This is a Carey. It's actually one of my favorite minnow patterns. This is a variation of the same pattern, just a little coloration difference. But it's absolutely my favorite pattern to fish for minnows in the spring. When they're moving around, big trout and bass will go nuts. So let's get this party started. Okay, we're going to start right at the tip of the point on the hook, and we're going to bring it back just to in front of the barb where it starts to bend down. This fly is really easy when it comes to material. It's just a couple. We're going to start with a pheasant rump. I'm going to do this one in natural. You can really do a lot when it comes to colors. I have an entire fly box dedicated to this pattern. It's probably got about 15 colors in it. Okay, I want a nice fat tail, so I'm going to go with two smaller feathers here, and I'm just going to strip the fuzz off them. Oh, that works. I'll just break the stem. Now I don't want them fanned out like that, so I'm actually going to take them in my fingers, give them a little twist, and I'm going to tie them right on top. There we go. Okay, next thing I want to do is put in a wire rib. I'm going to use a Sibai's flat wire. It's probably one of my favorite materials now to do ribs, just because it has that look of a tinsel. It's nice and flat and shiny, but it's really strong because it's copper rib. It's copper wire, so you're getting a wire rib that's flat. Now I'm going to cheat and bring my thread up. Now I'm going to stop right there, create a small stopping point, and I'm actually going to do my dubbing. You can use chenille if you want to. That makes it really quick and easy. I love using a good flashy dubbing. I'm going to use, this is Hen's Spectra dubbing number 15. It's a really nice gray color that for a natural looking minnow is just awesome. Now I'm going to use my vise and kind of cheat. You can twist this on, wrap it up and down, but because I have the vise that I do, I'm going to get it started. Do one turn, come out forward, and you can do this with any rotary vise. And I'm just going to twist that on there, but I really like the Norvise because of how fast it is. There we go. And then I can apply it just by spinning the vise, get the rumble going. Okay, and then just bring it forward. And we'll pull the excess off. Now the reason this is called a hairy Carey is because you really want a nice bushy body. It's not overdone, but it's got a nice fuzz to it. And now we're just going to give it a nice copper rib. You can do the rotary if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it by hand. There we go. And that'll help keep the dubbing from getting ripped off. I'm going to go deep in my cut on my scissors, just so I don't nick the tip too much. It's really good to have a specific pair for that, so you don't cut them. Now on this fly, I really do like a nice head. I'm going to actually take strung for the next part of it. Now, the reason I'm going to go with strung is because it's long. It's generally long. And we're kind of great at that way. As you can tell, we got some colors you can to play with. And you can really go to town. I like using rump to get smaller feathers. I like to go to strung for bigger stuff. If you don't tie a lot, rump is the best way to go just because you get a mix. But if you're a steelhead guy or a streamer guy, going with strung is my favorite way to go. Okay, now I'm going to do a throat, and I'm just using the strung, some of that long stuff, because I want kind of a thinner throat, just enough to show a presence. And if you want to, I actually do this a lot, like this guy. I'll give it a red throat or something off color. Now this part is optional. You can go ahead and tie the feathers right on for a wing, or you can do a little bit of flash. I'm actually going to throw some angel hair rusty olive in this just to give it a little spice. Just kind of like I'm seasoning the fly a little bit. I'm going to give that a cut. Now, a great way to taper this real quick. Just pinch it in your fingers. Makes it uneven. Gives you a nice little taper. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this. Secure it, fold it over. Bring it up. Now to trim this, because I don't want it longer than my tail, I'm actually going to start by just running my scissors over it like that. And that'll help give me a taper down here. And then I'll get up there and I'll cut it. There we go. It's actually about perfect. It's a little longer. Just boop. Give that a little trim. Perfect. Now, for my wing, I'm going to take 2 long rump feathers. I'm going to put one right on top of the other. Now, what's cool about doing this is if you want to, you can use 2 different colors of feather. It'll actually kind of give your fly a different look. So if you use like the caddis green chartreuse and yellow, it actually appears olive, but one of them's fluorescent, so you get this really nice lateral line. I'm going to take these 2 guys and just put one on top of the other. Now I'm not going to strip the fuzz on this. I'm going to twist it up a little bit, kind of beat up the feather for length, because the fuzz will add a little bit of dimension to the head. Give it a little thicker appearance up front. So that's there. I'm going to trim it and kind of just build the thread head. Now this is where thread for me is critical on the color, because I tie this fly weighted and unweighted. If I'm going to weight the fly, I'll with lead wire, I'll actually use black thread only. That way it's an indicator to show what flies are weighted and what are not. If they're unweighted, I'll go this. I can go on a dark gray, or I'll use something more natural tone like a brown or an olive to match the material. But if I ever use lead on it, I will intentionally use black thread and black thread only. Unless it's white, then I'll use gray. So now I've got a little bit of resin on a little bag here. That way I can just apply it with my bodkin. I don't have to worry about going, oops, I squeezed the bottle too hard and now it's everywhere. I just want to coat the thread here. Here we go. Let's hit it with a light, and voila. And that, my friends, is Bob Wood's Harry Carey. It's a super versatile pattern. You got a lot of color variations you can go with, and sizes. This is a size 4 Daiichi 2220. I timed down to a 10, but hey, get out there, get tied, and have some fun. We really recommend this pattern to be fished by you guys and tied, so give it a shot.